Good morning. Welcome to a new session of our video class. In this class, I will discuss about the ozone depletion. Already, this topic ozone depletion was clearly discussed in a large way in one of my video classes. That is for the general purpose, having lot of information about the ozone depletion. But present to this one is this topic is ozone depletion, which is meant for the students studying renewable energy as an elective paper in the final BSc 6th semester. Therefore, in this particular session, I am going to discuss about the ozone depletion to those students. Therefore, my discussion will be, the content of my discussion will be limited only according to the syllabus of renewable energy paper in the 6th semester of final BSc. That is the thing I want to clarify, because okay, in the videos list you will have ozone deflation will be repeated, but it is not so. This is only for the students' purpose. Right. Ozone deflation, it is a very dangerous thing that is already going on as far as the atmosphere of the earth is concerned. This had become a major issue. This is a great threat to the earth and its atmosphere, which was detected, and so many things that are taking place in order to face this ozone deflation, or in order to reduce this ozone deflation right from 50 years back onwards. Right. That's why ozone deflation is a major threat for the living and non-living beings on the surface of the earth. Therefore, it is totally a threat to the existence on the surface of the earth. Right. Ozone depletion means ozone eradication. Now we will discuss about what is ozone, what is the nature of the ozone, how it will become a natural umbrella for the earth, and what is the general process that is taking place in favor of the earth's atmosphere, and why ozone is depleting, and what are the various measures that are already taken and we have to take in order to stop this ozone depletion, okay, are discussed one by one very clearly. Before that one, just you are seeing that ultraviolet A rays and B rays, okay, that are coming towards what this one, the surface of the earth, right. These are the fluorocarbons molecules going into the stratosphere, where ozone is available, and there these atoms, fluorine atoms are destructing the ozone, the ultraviolet, the ozone that are meant for ultraviolet ray bees. Okay, right. Anyhow, I will go very clearly about all these things. Ozone depletion happens when natural stability between the creation and obliteration of stratosphere ozone is tilted in favor of the obliteration. What is ozone depletion? Ozone depletion is happening because of the natural instability between the creation and alteration of the ozone in the stratosphere. It means that some instability is happened between the creation and eradication of the stratosphere ozone. That is what is known as the ozone depletion. More ozone alteration or eradication is taking place. That's why ozone content is said to be decreasing. Okay, because of the decrease of the ozone content, ultraviolet B rays are penetrating towards the surface of the earth, which has become a great threat to the existence on the surface of the earth. Right. Though natural occurrence can cause short-term ozone layer loss, chlorine and bromine on the loss from fabricated compounds such as chlorofluorocarbons are now believed as the main reason for this deflection. There, of course, there are some natural causes, but that is very affecting very less on the ozone content. But the major is the chlorine and bromine. Okay, these are the atoms that are formed there because of the compounds which are known as the chlorofluorocarbons, so which are the main reason for what this deflection of ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbons, man-made chlorofluorocarbons are the main cause for the stratospheric ozone depletion, and man-made holocarbon refrigerators are also contributing the the destruction of the ozone. Other ozone layer depleting substances are propellants and solvents. Ozone depleting chemicals such as carbon tetrachloride and trithionate and nitric oxide, chlorine radical and bromine radical. These are all the what is this one ozone deflecting chemicals, right? That's why ozone deflection is taking place because of what is one chlorine, bromine, chlorine oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, nitrogen oxide, bromine, and etc. and etc. Right. Anyhow, this is a overall picture. Okay, right. This may not taste to better for the students. That's why I will go to explain this one very clearly by uploading the students material. Students material. Right. This is actually meant for the students of final BSc studying renewable energy as their elective paper in the 6th semester. Ozone depletion simply means the reduction of ozone quantity in stratosphere which protects the earth from ultraviolet B rays. Okay. What is ozone deflection? Ozone deflection is nothing but the reduction of ozone, eradication of ozone quantity in stratosphere because it is protecting the earth from ultraviolet B radiation. Right. This is due to the human activity and industrial exhaust which produces some harmful gases. Human activity on the earth and industrial exhaust, they are producing some harmful gases. These harmful gases are destructing the ozone content in the stratosphere. This is the result of environmental degradation due to energy production and energy utilization. As a major way, we will say it as because of the energy production utilization, environmental degradation is taking place, and environmental degradation is okay the broad reason for what this one the deflation of the ozone, right? Ozone deflation describes two types of observed phenomena right from 1917, which is okay. Right from 1917 itself, ozone deflection is observed by means of the two phenomena that are taking place in this one. That is, one is steady decline of about 4% per decade in the total amount of ozone in the Earth's stratosphere. In the Earth's stratosphere, okay, Earth's stratosphere starts from 15 to nearly about 18 to 50 kilometers is known as the Earth's stratosphere. In the stratosphere, ozone is available from 15 to 30 kilometers. It means that there is a ozone ocean or ozone, okay, thick ozone blanket with the thickness of about 13 kilometers, 13 kilometers is there in the stratosphere. As it is the main content in the stratosphere, stratosphere is also sometimes known as the ozone sphere also, ozone sphere also, right? What is happening in the stratosphere? Okay, for a decade, it was observed that 4% of the ozone is decreasing, and much larger springtime decrease in the stratosphere ozone around Earth's polar regions. Okay. Another thing is, as far as the Earth's polar region is concerned, during the spring season, a large amount of ozone is decreasing. This decrease of large amount of ozone is known as the ozone hole. Ozone hole, right? Ozone is a naturally formed layer in the stratosphere from 15 to 30 kilometers. Okay, as I said that in the stratosphere extends from near to nearly 15 to 50 kilometers, in which 15 to 30 kilometers is occupied by the ozone. There is a ozone ocean in the stratosphere, right? It is a natural umbrella or a blanket or a shield to the earth which protects from the harmful B radiations of the sun. This ozone ocean in the stratosphere, as our ozone layer in the stratosphere is acting as a natural umbrella or a blanket or a shield in order to protect the earth from the harmful ultraviolet B radiation from the sun. Right. Energy production and consumption in the industry and industrial exhaust gases destroys the ozone content in the ozone layer, and this is what is known as the ozone depletion. The main cause of ozone depletion and ozone hole is man-made chemicals, especially man-made halocarbon refrigerants, solvents, propellants, and farm-blowing agents such as chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, and halogens referred to as the ozone deflecting substances. They are known as the ODS, means ozone deflecting substances. There are two regions in which ozone layer is deflected. That is, one is in the middle latitude. For example, our Australia ozone layer is thinned. It means that ozone layer thickness was decreasing. This has led to the increase in the ultraviolet radiation reaching the earth. Because of the ozone decrease, okay, ultraviolet radiation is reaching the earth's surface. It is estimated that about 5 to 9% thickness of ozone layer has decreased. Okay, how much percentage decrease? 5 to 9% decrease. And also second one is in the atmospheric region over the Antarctica, ozone layer is severely reduced. Just I said that in the polar region, for example, in the Antarctica region, during the spring season, ozone layer is severely reduced. This is what is known as the ozone hole. It means that more or less the ozone is very ozone content is very small, and the ozone layer is very thin there. That's why ultraviolet rays are penetrating. That's why this is what is known as the ozone hole. In the stratosphere, right, oxygen molecules absorb ultraviolet photons of UVC radiation. Actually, from sun, ultraviolet rays are, okay, penetrating towards the surface of the earth. While they are traveling towards the surface of the earth, there are two major contents. One is the ultraviolet C rays and the other one is the ultraviolet B rays. Ultraviolet C radiation, their wavelength is from 100 to 200 nanometer. Okay, when once this part of ultraviolet C radiation reaching the stratosphere or ozone sphere or ozone layer, then there this ultraviolet C radiation interact with the oxygen. They will interact with the oxygen. Okay, oxygen O2 plus ultraviolet C contains gives 2O. It means that ultraviolet C rays that are coming from the sun towards the earth are interacting with the oxygen molecule, and it is converting oxygen molecule into oxygen atoms. Right. The free oxygen atom. Now free oxygen atoms are available, and of course so oxygen molecules are also there. Now these free oxygen atoms and molecules, they will combine together to form ozone O3. Right. Ozone O3. Right. Next one. The ozone molecules, in turn, they will absorb ultraviolet ray B radiations. Ultraviolet ray B radiation means whose wavelength is 280 to 310 nanometer wavelength. Okay, right. They will interact with this ozone, and when once they are interacting with this ozone, they are producing oxygen atom and oxygen molecule. Okay, directly. That's why 2O3 plus ultraviolet B radiation is equal to 3O2, or O3 plus ultraviolet B radiation is equal to O2 plus O. These are the resultant of the interaction of ultraviolet B rays. It means that ultraviolet B rays are interacting with the ozone and they are producing oxygen. They are producing oxygen. It means that totally this is a three-step cyclic chain reaction. What is the chain reaction? Ultraviolet C rays are splitting the atoms, oxygen atoms into oxygen molecules into oxygen atoms. Right. Now in the second step, oxygen atoms and oxygen molecules are combining to produce the ozone. Now in the third step, ultraviolet B rays are combining with or interacting with the ozone, and they in turn produces the oxygen again. It means that again oxygen is coming. Therefore, it is a cyclic reaction. In this cyclic reaction, oxygen converts into oxygen molecule converts into oxygen atom produces ozone now again interacts with the ultraviolet B rays, produces the oxygen. This is a cyclic chain reaction. In this cyclic chain reaction, all the ultraviolet B rays and ultraviolet C rays are converting all oxygen into oxygen atom. Ultraviolet B rays are converting ozone into oxygen. Therefore, in this natural phenomena, in this natural process, ultraviolet to UV C rays and UVB rays are totally absorbed in the ozone layer for this particular reactions. That's why this is a natural phenomena. Actually, ozone is heavier than what this one air. Ozone is a poisonous gas. But the ozone that is available in the stratosphere, what is happening? It is absorbing the ultraviolet ray B rays and producing oxygen, and oxygen interacts with ultraviolet C rays and producing ozone. Okay, that's why in this way, both ultraviolet B rays and C rays are totally consumed in the ozone layer for that particular chemical reactions. Therefore, no ultraviolet B rays and no ultraviolet C rays are entering into the surface of the earth. In that way, this ozone layer is protecting this dangerous components of ultraviolet rays. Okay, by consuming these two components only in the ozone layer. That's why this ozone layer is said to be a natural umbrella. Right. Now what is happening? Now why ozone deflection is taking place? Now what is the threat that is taking place? Right. That I will discuss here. Substances such as chlorofluorocarbons and other do not directly destroy ozone. Actually, man-made activities and industrial emissions are producing chlorofluorocarbons and other agents. These chlorofluorocarbons and other agents doesn't directly destroy ozone. Right. First, they undergo photolysis. It means that they interact with the sun radiation and they will undergo photolysis. Okay, forming hydrochloride HCl or chlorine nitrate. They slowly decompose, giving a small number of chlorine atoms and chlorine monoxide. It means that Cl plus O3 gives rise to ClO plus O2. It means that first of all, what is happening? Chlorofluorocarbons undergoes the reaction of photolysis. Because of this one, what is you getting? You will get HCl and chlorine nitrate molecules. Right. They also doesn't interact with ozone directly. Then what will happen? They will decompose, and when they decompose, they will produce chlorine atoms and chlorine monoxide. Right. Chlorine monoxide. These chlorine atoms will interact with oxygen, produces chlorine monoxide, and these chlorine atoms interact with ozone, produces chlorine monoxide and oxygen. It means that whatever the chlorine atoms that are generated in the stratosphere ozone layer, they are interacting with ozone and they are converting ozone into ClO and O2, ClO and O2, right? ClO plus O, again it will combine and it produces Cl plus O2. It means that in this reaction, one chlorine atom destroys ozone and again it is generating, again it is generating. That is the very unfortunate thing, because as the one chlorine atom combines ozone and produces oxygen, and again okay, the product ClO, when it interacts with oxygen atom, again it produces the chlorine. It means that chlorine is said to be a catalyst there, and it is destroying ozone and it is producing oxygen. The chlorine atom acts as a catalyst, that is, it is not consumed in the reaction. So it destroys thousands of ozone molecules before it disappears. In the process of this two-step mechanism, that is interaction of chlorine with ozone, okay, and the product ClO plus O gives rise to again Cl. In the two-step chemical reaction, okay, ozone is acting as a catalyst. It is not consuming. It is destroying thousands of ozone. Chlorine is acting as a catalyst. It is not consuming in the reaction. It is destroying thousands of ozone molecules before it disappears. Right. If you have bromine atoms there, they are very dangerous rather than the chlorine also, because their activity is 10 to 100 times more when compared with the chlorine. In this way, okay, in this way, ozone is destructed by the chlorine and bromine atoms which are going from the surface of the earth as the products of industrial and man-made emissions. Okay, therefore, ozone content is decreasing. Due to this, ozone B radiation found insufficient amount of ozone. But what is naturally taking place? There is a natural phenomena. What is the natural phenomena? Ultraviolet rays are coming and interacting. Ultraviolet B rays are interacting with the ozone, and they are totally consumed by the ozone content there. But ozone content is decreased. It means that the sufficient ozone content is not available for the ultraviolet B radiation. Therefore, ultraviolet B radiations are entering into the surface of the earth, which are very dangerous for the existence on this one. Okay, that is what is the present situation, which is known as the ozone depletion, and the major dangerous situation as far as the Earth's atmosphere and Earth's surface is concerned, which results okay a great changes in the atmospheric effects, climatic effects, health, and the environmental natural cycles, and etc. and etc. Right. Effects of the ozone layer depletion. Okay, what are the effects that are taking place on the ozone layer depletion? Ozone depletion causes very harmful effects on the surface of the earth. Okay, Earth's environment and plants and animals. The major impacts are, it is the main cause of global warming. It is the main cause of the global warming. The average temperature on the surface of the earth is gradually increasing. This is one of the cause for the global warming. Second one, skin cancer. Exposure of ultraviolet rays from the sun can lead to several types of skin cancers. Right. Eye damage. UV radiations are harmful for our eyes too. The direct exposure to UV rays can lead to cataract problems and also photocatarasis or snow blindness. This is what is known as the photocatalysis or snow blindness. Damage to the immune system, very dangerous. Okay, damage to the immune system, right? Aging of skin, exposure to ultraviolet rays can lead to photo allergies that results in outbreaking of rashes in fair-skinned people. It means that the skin will be rash, and aging of skin is said to be okay, happen. In humans, exposure to ultraviolet rays can also lead to the difficulty in breathing, chest pain, throat irritation, and can even lead to hampering of lung function. UV radiation affects the other life forms too, declining number of the amphibian species. It affects them in every stage of their life. UV rays are seriously affecting the the amphibian species category. Their number is decreasing, and also they are affecting their life cycle also. UV radiation also adverse effects on the marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystem is a very great and very huge ecosystem as far as the earth is concerned. Marine ecosystem consists of sensitive plants and sensitive insects and sensitive creatures. Okay, these things are distracted by means of what is known ultraviolet rays. Therefore, the marine ecosystem is seriously affected by the ultraviolet rays. Okay, ultraviolet rays also affect the plants. UV radiation can alter the time of flowering in some plants also. It can also directly affect the plant growth by altering the physiological and developmental process of the plants. Okay, in that way, what will happen? Because of the ozone depletion, because of the entering of ultraviolet rays in the atmosphere and on the surface of the earth, so many adverse things and adverse, dangerous threats are happening as far as the life of a human being as well as other creatures. Okay, right. What are the solutions? How to face this one, or how to reduce the ozone depletion? Right. Some solutions are discourage from using pesticides. Okay. We have to reduce the using of chemical pesticides. Discourage the driving of private vehicles. This is also very important. Private vehicles are very large part of the component which are contributing this unnecessary emissions that are going into the ozone layer. Right. The easiest technique to minimize the ozone depletion is to limit the number of the vehicles on the road. This is very important. Okay, we have to reduce the number of vehicles on the road. It means that we have to use the public transport and sharing transport. Utilizing environmentally friendly cleaning products. This is very important also. Prohibit the use of harmful nitrous oxide. Okay, nitrous oxide usage must be prohibited. Replace holon based fire extinguishers with other using foam. Right. Do not buy refrigerators or air conditioners equipped with CFC as the refrigerant. Okay. Don't purchase or use refrigerators and air conditioners in which CFC chlorofluorocarbons are used as a refrigerant. Do not use cleaning solvents containing CFC or ammonia. Do not use sprays and do not buy objects made of plastic foam. Plastic foam means dry ice or freezer. Okay, we are not supposed to purchase or use this kind of objects or plastics as far as our daily life is concerned. These are the things that are followed by each and every individual. Okay, when each and every individual follows this one, what will happen? The human society also observes this one, and totally there will be a great change taking place as far as the emissions of the man-made emissions and industrial emissions will take place. When the emissions of these two reduces, okay, then ozone content in the ozone layer doesn't decreases, and the natural process is taking place. Actually, ozone depletion is a man-made destruction. It is a man-made destruction. Okay, but uh, interaction of ultraviolet B rays with ozone deflection is a natural. It is a beautiful natural phenomenon. Beautiful natural phenomenon. Because of this beautiful natural phenomena, ultraviolet B rays are totally consumed there in the ozone layer. Okay, but the natural threat because of the human activity and industrial activity, okay, making the ozone content decreasing gradually. Therefore, ultraviolet B rays are entering on the surface of the earth, causing all these kinds of things. Okay, that's why this is about the ozone depletion. the causes for ozone depletion, the actual reactions that are taking place at the ozone layer, and the effects of the ozone depletion, and the measures or the what are the things that we should follow in order to reduce the ozone depletion, or what are the things we should follow in order to prevent the ozone layer there, right? This is about the ozone depletion. See you in the next class.